Alright, Don, I'm happy you decided to do this word review. So I'm going to walk you through how to do every single line in my final word review right here, step by step. I'll be saying keyboard commands as well as showing you where everything is in the word review document. So let's begin. First, change the text of only this line to Times New Roman. I'm going to highlight this line by clicking and dragging, and if you notice, there's a little box over here that appears. Now, if I click down on this arrow right here, I can find the font Times New Roman. Also note that if I highlight this again by clicking and dragging, Times New Roman also appears right here. And if you see, Times New Roman is right here. And once again, I can click this to change the font as well. Next, bold this line. If I highlight bold this line, you will notice that the B appears. I can click the B and it will bold this line. To undo a bold, I can also click the B again and it will unbold this line. Now, there are a few other options to bold this line. I could highlight the line again and do Control B to unbold, and also I can click the B in this portion of my screen right here. Next, to underline this line, you can see I highlighted it, and to underline, I click the U with the line underneath, or Control U, or the U right here as well. Next, change the font size of this line to 22. Notice I highlight the font, the text I should say. I take this 11 right here, and I can type in 22 and press Enter, or I click the drop down arrow, click it to 22, I can change the font here, as well as up here. Next, change the entire case of this line to uppercase. To do this, I highlight this line, and you see the big A and the little a right here. This allows me to change case. I click on the arrow once, and I change it to uppercase. Next, I highlight this line that says, change the entire case of this line to lowercase. Notice I click the same icon once again, but this time I click lowercase. And do you notice all the uppercase text just changed to lowercase? Next, highlight this line. You can either highlight the line right here or right here. Notice in the arrow that you can highlight the line with different colors. Next, change the color of this line to green. Now I can change it right here by specifically clicking on the arrow, and then I pick green, or I can go to this icon right here, click on the arrow once again, and click green. Remember when I said during our lesson if I asked you to change this line to pink? Notice, pink does not show up in this color palette right here. So what we need to do is highlight this line, click on the arrow, click on more colors right here. Do you see it? And notice I can pick pink, and then I click OK. Notice my line has now been changed to the color pink. Next, indent this bullet point line. Notice I click just before the I in indent, and I press the Tab key. Do you notice how that indented the line? Next, center this line. I highlight this line once again, and I can either change it up here, and then I'm now going to press Ctrl Z, and then I can move it to the right, or center it once again. But for now, we're just going to center this. Next, change this line to the far right. I click this icon right here. Next, change the spacing of these two lines to 2.0. Remember, careful with your highlighting. I highlight this portion from the change to the 2, and now I'm going to click on the spacing icon, which is right here. I click the arrow for the drop down, and I press 2.0. Notice the spacing of these two lines only have now been changed to 2.0 spacing. Next, first make the entire sentence lowercase, Then readjust the sentence so the first letter of every word is uppercase and the rest are lowercase. I go to this icon right here, I click on it, I first click lowercase to make everything lowercase, but if I click it again, notice I can say capitalize each word. This allows me to capitalize the first letter in front of each word. Next, add a link to the word statement. Follow this link from www.luc.edu. Notice I'm going to highlight this link right here, and I'm now going to use the keyboard command Control-C. I'm now going to open Google Chrome, and now in my search bar, I'm going to click in it once, and I'm now going to press Control-V, and now I'm going to press Enter. Once you've pressed Enter, you'll be taken to the website where you can highlight the entire text and do Control-C, minimize the page. Notice the minimize, I'll do that again for you. Google Chrome, to minimize is right here in the top right corner, the one single bar, minimize. I'm then going to highlight, follow this link. Whoops. I'm going to right click, I'm going to press link, and then I'm going to do Control-V, and then I'm going to press OK. And notice this link has now been activated. Next, add the word to the link from Amazon.com. I go to Google Chrome. I create a new tab by either pressing the new tab button or Control-T, and I type www.amazon.com. Here we are at Amazon.com. I highlight by right-clicking once only. We had a pop-up. I exit out of this. And once again, have to click once in the search bar, do Control-C, minimize my page again, highlight this portion right here, the link. I'm going to right-click over what I just highlighted, press link, Control-V, and then press OK. Next, remove the hyperlink from this link, www.amazon.com. I'm going to highlight www.amazon.com. I'm going to right click and I'm going to click remove hyperlink. And you notice the hyperlink has now been removed. Next, follow this link. Notice when I hover over the link, it says control click to follow the link. I'm going to hold down on control and then click to follow this link. And if you notice, it is then brought up Amazon.com. I will now minimize this page right up here again, and we will move on. Create a header for this page, entire word review. I'm going to scroll up to the top, double click in my header and type entire word review. I'm now going to double click back in my body of text, and I have exited the header portion of my document. Now I need to change the zoom of my page to 130%. Notice where my mouse is in the bottom right hand corner here. I'm going to click on the 100. I'm going to click right here and type in 130% and press OK. Notice the zoom has now been increased to 130%. Now I'm going to change the view of this page to read view. I'm going to do that by clicking this icon right here, and notice I am now in read view where it looks like a book. To undo this, I'm going to go back to print layout, where now it brings me back to what I was originally seeing. Now I want to identify where my word count is. My word count is my bottom left hand corner where it says 870 words, and it also has how many pages. I'm on page 1 of 3. Notice that was the next step as well. Next, find the word hyper using the find icon. The find icon is up here. I'm going to click on it once, and I'm going to search for hyper. And then I'm going to press enter, and notice it highlights where hyper is in the document. Next, I need to replace the word change to adjust the first line only. So my goal is to change this word right here. So I'm going to click replace, and I'm looking for change. Find change, and I need to replace it with adjust. Find. And do you notice it highlighted change? I'm going to hit replace, and then I'm going to hit close. And if you notice, the very first word, change, was turned into adjust. Next, it wants me to replace the word change from all the words in the text. To do this, I click replace right here, change, and I need to adjust, and I'm going to click replace all. And it says all done. We have made 21 replacements. I click OK, and then I hit close. And notice all of the changes in my document now say adjust. Now I need to save what I've done as a Word document to my documents. To do this, I go to File, Save As, Final Word Review for Don. I click the arrow, Desktop, Documents, and I save my Word review. Next, I want to save what I've done so far as a PDF to your desktop. Now I'm not going to do this step because I already have this saved, but you would follow the exact same steps again, except when you go to File, Save As, you would change this portion right here to PDF. Notice it right here, and then click Save.